Well, tonight we share the story of a man whose favorite word is hope. Excellence and potential are right up there as well.
He spent 25 years at the same workplace in Omaha and went from being a CNA to CEO. Julie Cornell has the story you'll see only on 7.
What's up, bro?
From resident rooms to therapy rooms.
Do it. That's what I'm talking about.
QLI in Northwest Omaha helps manage the heavy lifting when it comes to brain trauma and spinal cord rehab. They serve 300 families a year on this 65-acre campus. The clients, they come from 48 states and 3 countries. John Pearson, Director of Creativity, helps document it all.
Man, there are stories of triumph and victory and perspective.
Here, there are countless stories of overcoming and being relentless.
If it were your loved one, how would you want them treated?
That's Nash Mahupete. He's the new CEO at QLI. He's marking almost a year in that job, and he has a T-shirt idea.
I was going to create a shirt, but then my PR team is like, you're not going to do that.
What was the shirt going to say?
Hope dealer.
And while the team was thumbs down on the T-shirt, team members say Nash's message is spot on.
Nash says something like, okay, how do we create hope, which is part of our mission.
But the mission and the story of this man runs deeper.
Nash's story, it's kind of a legend actually around here.
The story starts 25 years ago.
I was just looking for a job. I was 19 years old, looking for a job, as I was going to school.
I came from Zimbabwe. He already came to us with this potential that I don't think he even realized that he had.
Nash, an international student, was juggling several jobs to support himself when he realized QLI was more than a paycheck.
I was fortunate enough to go and taste what it was like while I was still here, and I always knew where home was after that experience.
Nash's first job at QLI? A certified nursing assistant, a CNA, directly caring for patients.
He meets people, he relates to them, he makes that connection, and then that connection grows.
I've had connections with a lot of our residents, especially the ones that have been here for a long time.
Connections with people like Steven. His nickname is Deuce. He's lived at QLI for 30 years.
How many over? 1, 2, 3.
Deuce has a traumatic brain injury from an unprovoked attack when he was in college.
First letter.
He communicates
1,
by blinking.
2, 3.
Caregivers use a code he created to spell out his thoughts. He smiles easily for his buddy Nash.
He's more experienced.
He's one of the most patient people you'll ever meet.
Okay, next letter. 1, 2.
Through his caregiver, Deuce tells us, Nash makes him feel important.
He's felt valued by Nash because just when he's taking that time, it really does show some value.
Nash's team says it's who they are.
If they're not faced the very first thing with somebody who's positive, encouraging, supportive, who says, I'm here with you, then they don't have a chance.
It's a culture nurtured by leaders.
When it comes to one thing that will bring people together and give them some sort of outcome for the future or outlook for the future that is essential, the quotient that exists there is that sense of hope.
And as his team at QLI predicted, Nash takes no credit for his rise from CNA to CEO.
When you're talking about the idea of getting from a CNA to CEO, it starts with the environment. You can't plant something in bad soil.
A CEO who climbed the ranks and still fills in when needed.
I was fortunate enough to have a lot of people see and pour into me and help show me what good could be.
Good he passes on to employees.
He sees this potential in them that they don't even realize. And the truth is, others did that for him.
Really, it's strength through each other.
Tomorrow is going to be better than today.
That's Julie Cornell reporting. Really is a hope dealer, isn't he? Well, today, Nash is responsible for 450 employees, a $20 million capital campaign to build community space, and 24 family housing units on campus.